Good morning, everybody. Once again, I'm with you to teach science, chapter number 4, animals living everywhere. Yesterday, we have seen a part of this chapter. Do you remember what did we learn yesterday? We learned the adaptations for living place. What are the different kinds of habitat of the animals? We have learned about the terrestrial animals. Then, which was the other one? That was aquatic animal, then amphibian, arboreal animal, and aerial animal that we have completed yesterday. So today I'm with the second adaptation, second method of adaptation. What is that? Adaptation for food. For getting food, the animals adapt themselves in various ways. What are they? What have they developed? That they have developed a particular kind of feeding habit. On that basis, we can divide the animals into four groups. First one is herbivorous animals or herbivores. What are they? The animals which eat only plant products that you have learned last year. Now there are some animals which eat only plant products or plants or parts of plants, which are known as herbivorous animals or herbivores. For example, giraffe, zebra, cow, buffalo, goat, horse, all these are plant eaters, and they have to travel long distances wherever they find their favorite plant. There they move, they continuously keep on moving. They possess strong legs to move continuously. What is the habit? What is the adaptation they have got? They have strong legs, sharp cutting teeth, and strong grinding teeth. These two, they don't have any tearing teeth, isn't it? Yes, they need sharp cutting teeth. They have to cut the branches and they have to grind. So they have sharp cutting teeth and grinding teeth. It helps them to eat the grass. You have heard, you have seen the giraffe, no? At least in the picture. Okay, giraffe has a long neck. It helps in eating the leaves from high branches of the trees. It can eat leaves from very high branches of the trees with the help of its neck. It has a very long neck. Next one is camel. What is the feature of camel? Camel is called as a ship of the desert. It lives in the desert areas, and it is the only animal which can travel through the desert areas, and they have to stay for many days without getting any water or food. So what adaptation has been developed in the camel? That it stores its fat. It can store fat in its hump and water in special cells of the stomach. It eats water and food. It takes water and food whenever it gets it, and that has been stored. That fat has been stored in the hump, and water has been stored in the cell of its stomach. And why I told you, no, it has to travel in the desert in scarcity of food and water. It will not get any food and water for many days. That time it can use its fat and water. Okay, next there are some more animals in the desert region. They have thick dry skin to prevent loss of water by evaporation. What do these desert animals have? Their skin is thick and dry, so that water will not be lost through the process of evaporation. Okay, yes, that has been completed. Now see, these are the examples of herbivores. What are the herbivores? Only eating plants, or they are the plant eaters. The next group of animals are called as carnivorous animals or carnivores. What are they? They eat the flesh of other animals. What are they having for that? They have pointed teeth or beaks. There are some birds also who are carnivorous, and they have beaks, pointed beaks to tear the flesh. Animals have pointed teeth, and birds have carnivorous bird has beaks, pointed beaks, so that they can tear the flesh. Examples are lion, tiger, cat, dog, etc. They are the carnivorous mammals, and eagle, vulture, penguin, etc. are carnivorous birds. You have heard about shark, a huge animal, fish, right? It's a kind of fish only, no? That is a carnivorous fish. What is carnivorous fish? Eats the flesh of other fish or other animals, right? These are carnivorous animals. Clear now? They have pointed teeth. They have tearing teeth also. That pointed teeth is known as tearing teeth at their front. Okay, but animals like dog and cat, they eat flesh as well as they take bread and milk. They have to lick the milk and water and other liquids. You give your dog, your puppy, water in this way, no? And how does it take it? It licks with the help of its tongue. It means that they have a long tongue which helps them to lick milk or water. Okay, dog and cat also are carnivores. Eagles and vultures, they are the birds which are carnivorous. They have strong claws to catch the prey and sharp beaks to tear its flesh. They have strong claws to catch it very tightly. Then it tears that flesh with the sharp beak. Next one is penguin. Where do they live? Penguins live in Antarctic region. They are about 1 meter tall. What is the length of this penguin? 1 meter. They do not fly, but use their short, strong wings as flippers for swimming. Penguins cannot fly, but they can swim. What do they use to swim? They use their short and strong wings as flippers, and they swim with that. They dive into the cold sea and catch the fish. You might have seen diving of penguins. It is a beautiful scene. Why do the penguins dive? To catch fish. Okay, it means that penguins eat fish, and that is a carnivorous animal. Clear now? Now see the pictures. Eagle, see its claw. Vulture, then penguin. Penguin use this one. It is a wing only, and it has been used as flipper. It cannot fly like the other birds. These birds use its wings to fly, but penguins cannot use its wings to fly. What do they use it for? They use it to dive in the water. Next, third group of animals, that is omnivorous animals. What are omnivorous animals? The animals that can feed upon plants and animals both. There are some types of animals which can eat both plants and animals. What are they known as? Omnivorous animals or omnivores. Examples: bear, crow, cockroach, etc. are omnivorous animals. Okay, then man also is a kind of a omnivorous animal, isn't it? Okay, we are a part of the animals only. Most of the man's teeth are cutting and grinding like herbivores. He has only 2 pairs of tearing teeth in between cutting and grinding teeth, which cannot be used for tearing like carnivore. Moreover, carnivores do not have cutting teeth. Hence, man is herbivorous by nature, but some men have become omnivores. By nature, what is human being? It is we are herbivores, but by nature, by our activities, we have become omnivore. Why? Because some people eat both flesh and plants. Clear now? And our teeth that helps us to eat both plants and flesh. Okay, animals like bear, then birds like crow, insects like cockroach, they are omnivorous animals. Do you know that bear is very fond of honey? Yes, it goes frequently to the beehive to take the honey. Okay, next one is parasitic animals. The fourth one, we have learned about carnivores, herbivores and omnivores. Fourth one, parasitic animals. What are parasites? The animals that live on or inside the body of other animals. The animals that live on or inside the body of other animals are known as parasites. They live, some of them live inside the body of some animals. Some of these types, they live on the body of other animals. These types of animals are known as parasites, and examples are mosquitoes, leech, bugs, fleas, and tapeworm, etc. Tapeworms live in the intestine of man. This lives in our body, in our intestine. The tapeworm lives inside our intestine. Okay, they have suckers or sucking tubes to suck blood or food from the other animals. Okay, these are the suckers of the tapeworm, and the mosquitoes have the suckers. Okay, all of them have suckers, and they use it, or sucking tube that is used to suck blood or take food from the other plants. These types of animals which are dependent upon the other living beings are known as parasitic animals. Have you understood? Yes, now we have learned about different kinds of animals on the basis of their feeding habits. Yes or no? Yes. Yesterday we have completed adaptations for living place. Yes, different kinds of animals live in different places. Today we have seen the adaptations for food. There are 4 kinds of animals on the basis of their adaptation. Yes or no? Yes. Today we will see one more way of adaptation, that is adaptation for protection. The animals can be there. There are different ways by which they protect themselves from their enemies. The most common method is flight. You can see the picture. What is the deer doing? It was running away from the hunter. Yes or no? Yes, the hunting animal. Animals like frogs, housefly, fish, they all move very fast to escape from the enemies. And these animals have strong legs, wings or fins, and can jump, fly or swim away. Animals like deer, rabbit, birds protect themselves by their ability to run or fly. What do the animals do? Many of the animals, they jump, fly or swim or run so that they can protect themselves from the enemy. If you go and if you try to catch a fly, will you be able to? No, it will fly away. Butterfly, can you catch? No. Okay, can you catch a frog? No, you cannot. It will jump. In this way, can you catch a fish? No, it will swim away. Can you catch a bird? No, it will fly away. It means that animals have a common method. They have adapted themselves to protect them. What do? They fly. They move away from the enemy. Clear? Second one. Some animals have big size. They are very big, so that they usually cannot be eaten up by other animals. For example, elephant, whale, hippo, etc. They are this much big that other animals will not eat them. Can any fish eat a blue whale? No. Can any animal, a lion or leopard, eat an elephant? No, because of their size. That is also a way of adaptation. They adapt themselves. Their body has grown this much big that they cannot be attacked by any other animal. Okay, third one is mimicry or camouflage. What is that? Mimicry is the resemblance of animals to their natural surroundings, giving some protection from enemies. Okay, mimicry, that is the resemblance of animals. What do? They resemble to the natural surroundings. Some of them hide by using their colors, like chameleon. Then features of matching or mixing with their surrounding, like chameleon. I told you the example now. They can match with that surroundings, so they can protect themselves from the enemy. Then polar bear and fox are white in color. They cannot be seen easily against the white snow. Where do we find polar bear? In the polar region, and it is everywhere. It is ice. We cannot see them. Okay. So this is a way of adaptation. They have adapted to the surroundings where they live. See the examples. A leaf insect It is an insect, but people or other things cannot see them easily because it has a shape of a leaf. We may feel that it is a leaf only, so it can protect itself from the enemies. Next is stick insect. See, it is just like a stick only, no? Animals will not attack them because they may misunderstand that it is a stick. Next, polar bear. Polar bear lives in the polar region. They are white in color. Polar region also, the snow is also white in color. So, enemies cannot find polar bear easily. Next is color changing, I told you, as chameleon. Some frogs also can do that. They hide in the surroundings by changing their color according to the surrounding. If a chameleon is sitting in among the leaves, it will turn itself into green color. If it is on the ground, it will get the color of that soil. In this way, chameleon can change its color. Frog also. In some of the cases, we can see frog also can change into the color of the soil. So we cannot identify them easily. They can protect themselves from the enemies. Okay, next one is hibernation. What is hibernation? Hibernation means some animals like frogs, lizards and crocodiles cannot tolerate extreme cold. These animals cannot live in the extreme cold. So what do? They go for winter sleep, which is known as hibernation. What do these animals do? They go for a deep winter sleep. During the winter sleep, they remain under the ground. They don't come out. That is why you cannot see any lizard in your houses during the winter season. They appear just after the winter gets over. Yes or no? Yes, it is there. You notice it in the coming winter. You cannot see any lizard during the winter season. Your house is free of lizards. But as the winter season ends, they will start appearing. That is known as hibernation. They go underground. They remain under the ground. They don't come out. Why? Because they cannot survive in the extreme cold. Okay, during this period, they use the stored food for their bodies. They have stored food in their store. They can store food in their body, and that food is used by these animals during hibernation. Okay, next one is migration, the fifth one. What is migration? Some animals, mainly birds, travel long distances in search of food and warmth. From the European countries particularly, it is very cold during the winter there. So what do these birds do? Do you know? They come to India also in group. Thousands of birds in a group come to India and they live in our forest during the winter months. Then they go back when summer begins there. This process is called as migration. They leave their area and their surroundings and they go to far off places. This process is called as migration. They return when the surroundings become suitable for them. This is also a way of adaptation. Clear? What do they do for protection? Some of the animals fly away, they move away. Some of them have very big size so that others will not attack them. Some of them have mimicry. They can adjust to the surroundings. Naturally, they are been given that feature. Someone can change the color, that is known as camouflage, like chameleon. Then some of them go for hibernation like lizard. Then finally some of the birds particularly, they migrate from place to place. Okay, now we will learn about some animals which are extinct. Do you know what are extinct animals? Extinct animals means those animals which were living in the past on the earth, but now there is no such animal on the earth. That type of animal has been completely extincted on the earth. Okay, for example, this is dinosaur. Have you seen the pictures? Very dangerous animal. See how big it is. Many years ago, these dinosaurs lived on the earth. Today they have died out. There is no dinosaur on the earth today. We call them extinct. Extinct means the animals that do not exist now. There is no dinosaur found on the earth now. They died because they could not adjust to their changing surroundings. Now we were discussing about the adaptation now. These animals could not adapt themselves with the changes in the surroundings. So what happened? They died. It means that adaptation is very important. If we don't adapt ourselves, what will happen? We will die. So what do the animals do? They adapt in various ways. Now we have seen three types of adaptations. What were they? Number one, adaptations for protection. Then number two, what was that? Adaptations for food. We have seen now different kinds of animals are there. Okay, then what did we see? We saw the adaptations for living. These are the 3 points we discussed in this chapter. You have understood the chapter very well? Yes. So shall I wind up today? Good. Signing off today. Stay home, stay safe and take care. Bye.